So now coming back to this, for any system to investigate the stability, when we come across the difficulty 2, namely, so one row is having all the elements becoming 0, that is the difficulty 2. If such is the case, then we have to find out the remaining elements by going to an equation called auxiliary equation. And auxiliary equation is the one which so auxiliary equation is the one which we can find out on the row just lying above all 0 row. So in this case, right, S cube is a all 0 row, right? We have to go to S to the power of 4 row. Correct? So can anyone tell me what is the characteristic equation? Sorry, auxiliary equation.
2s power 4 plus 12 square plus 16s power 0.
Wonderful, wonderful. So somebody will try to do it. Let me just check whether I can write it on this. Okay. So what is the auxiliary equation? Auxiliary equation could be 2s to the power of 4, yes, plus should help me. Someone told, no? This should help me. 2s to the power of 4, right, plus 12s square plus 16s to the power of 0, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now is equal to 0. Can we simplify it? Should we require to keep it as 2s to the power of 4 plus 12s to the power of 2 plus 16s to the power of 0? Trying to find out a pen. Can I write it as s to the power of 4 plus 6s square plus 8 equal to 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So the auxiliary equation for this could be initially 2s to the power of 4 plus 12s square plus 16 equal to 0. Because it is equated to 0, the auxiliary equation can also be written as s to the power of 4 plus 6s square plus 8. Fine. Now can you tell me what are the elements of s cube? Because I have given you the auxiliary equation, right? What is the auxiliary equation I gave you? I gave you the auxiliary equation as s to the power of 4 plus 6s square plus 8. So in order to find these elements of s cube, you have to find the derivative of that auxiliary equation, whatever you have obtained, right? So you have to do the derivative of that. So what was the auxiliary equation? Auxiliary equation, as someone told, it is 2s to the power of 4. You can see it. 2s to the power of 4 plus 12s square plus 16 equal to 0. Correct? This is auxiliary equation. But this auxiliary equation has to be differentiated in order to get the elements of s to the power of 3. Correct? So dou a by dou s equal to 0. So what it could be? 4s cube plus 12s plus 0. Isn't it? So 4 into 2. So 4s cube plus 12s square. Are you getting it? 4s cube plus 12s square is equal to 0 is the derivative. Okay. So there is a coefficient of s cube. There is a coefficient of s. This is 12s. Correct. It is s square. So derivative of it is 12s. Correct. So it is 12s, not s square. It is 12s. So you have the coefficient of s cube. You have the coefficient of s to the power of 1. Can you not put them there in this equation here? S cube coefficient is 4, that has been mentioned here, right? S coefficient is 12, that has also been mentioned here. The rest is not there, it is a 0. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? This is all 0. So this is your auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation is 2s to the power of 4 plus 12s square plus 16 equal to 0. Auxiliary equation is obtained. To get these elements, take the derivative of the auxiliary equation, right? So before that, we know that it is 2, 12, 16. Simplify it, doesn't matter. So s to the power of 4 plus 6s square plus 8 is equal to 0. This is the auxiliary equation which has been simplified. Take the derivative of it, which would be 4s cube plus 12s. So 4s cube is coefficient of s cube is 4 and 12s, s to the power of coefficient, one coefficient is 12. So put that. So I got 4 and 12. Can you not complete the remaining thing s square, s1, s0? Complete it. Take this and complete the remaining s square, s1 and s0. That has to be done. Okay, I think you would do it. But here the important thing is again finding the roots of the characteristic, the roots of the polynomial. Why? Because there is an auxiliary equation from the knowledge, whatever we have learned in the previous class. It says that whenever there is a row of all 0 exist in the root array, it indicates that definitely the poles are lying on the imaginary axis. So it is for us to find out how many poles are lying. Are there 2 poles? Are there 4 poles? Okay. So it all depends upon the auxiliary equation. Fine. So assuming that you will complete all this, I'm just coming to the concepts, giving you the concepts of how to do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So now in order to find the roots again, revert back to your auxiliary equation, which is s to the power of 4 plus 6 s square plus 8. Correct? Now in order to find these roots, s to the power of 4, you have to find the 4 roots. Okay. So what I did is to find it very easily, I have assumed s square as x. Okay. Let me take s square as x. So in that case, this will become x square. This will become 6x. This will become 8. Is there any problem for that? I have taken x square as s and then I have taken s to the power of 4 will be x square and 6s square will become 6x plus 8. I got a quadratic equation, solved it, got the roots. Whatever root I am getting it for x, it is nothing but my s1, s2. But actually what is x? X is nothing but s square, isn't it? Whatever I get x, no? So when I look at it, what are the roots? X could be 4 minus 4, x could be minus 2 because x square plus 6x plus 8, right? So 4 into 2 is 8, x square plus 4x plus 2x plus 8, right? So x is equal to minus 4, x is equal to minus 2 are the roots. But what is x? X is s square. So I got the roots as s square is equal to minus 4, one set, s square is equal to minus 2, one set. That means I have s1, s2 as minus 2i and s3, s4 as minus root 2, right? So I have 4 roots. What are the 4 roots? See, you can see here s square is 4 minus 4, s is equal to plus or minus 2i, okay? And s square is equal to minus 2. So s is equal to plus or minus root 2i, I means j. So I have these are the roots. You can see s1, 2 is plus or minus 2j and s3, 4 is plus or minus root 2j. So I have on the imaginary axis 4 roots, correct? So plus 2j minus 2j plus root 2j minus root 2j. So I have marked all the 4 poles on the imaginary axis. The system which has been given to me is of the order 6. That means total number of poles are 6, out of which I got 4 poles are lying on the imaginary axis. That I could say because my auxiliary equation is of the order 4. So I have 4 poles and those 4 poles are found and they were marked on the imaginary axis plus 2j minus 2j plus root 2j minus root 2j. Out of 6, 4 have been marked here. So remaining 2 would be marked here because your first column would have been all positive. Assuming that it is all positive, the 2 will be onto the left hand side. This is the pole placement. Then what is the frequency of sustained oscillations? S is equal to j omega, you put j omega is equal to plus 2j. So omega is equal to root 2 radians and S is equal to j omega is equal to root 2. Omega is equal to root 2 radian. So the system is having sustained oscillations with a frequency of 2 omega per second as well as root 2 omega per second. So there are 2 frequency of sustained oscillations. So this is what I just want you to realize it for a given problem. All the rows are 0, and then take the auxiliary equation, simplify it if it can be simplified, then take the derivative of it, take the coefficients, put them here in this, then complete the root array, then also take the auxiliary equation, find the roots of the auxiliary equation. If the auxiliary equation is of the fourth power, you will be having 4 roots. If it's of the second power, you will be getting only 2 roots. So those roots might be lying on the imaginary axis, mark them. The rest of the roots, you have to look whether they will be on the left hand side or right hand side based on the first column of your root array. Okay, so this is how you have to do. For example, if I take you to some other problem to understand only this, there is some polynomial of order 6 having the negative coefficients. The necessary condition saying that there is positive and negative all are not of the same sign. The system should have been unstable. And let us find out, because it is asked to find out using the RH criteria, find the root array. Then you could find out that there is a row of all zeros, because all the elements of this are all zeros. So because it is having all 0 element, then you have to find the auxiliary equation. Your auxiliary equation would be s to the power of 4 minus 3s square minus 4. So you got the auxiliary equation. It is of the fourth power. So again here you will be having 4 poles on the imaginary axis, correct? Then take the derivative of it, and the derivative coefficients you have to put them in the s cube coefficient here, s coefficient here. Complete your root array. Then solve your auxiliary equation assuming s square is equal to x. Find the values of the roots of s square. Then because s square is something, you will be getting 2 roots from there, and you can find out for 4 roots for the s to the power of 4, same as what we have done. Find the frequency of sustained oscillations. And looking at the first column elements here, you can see that there is a change, right? Positive to negative, 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 negative. So there is a transition on one side once it has happened. So there is a 1 pole on the right hand side, 4 poles on the imaginary axis, and 1 more pole on the left hand side, or 2 more depending upon that. So you can say that there is because there is a sign change, we can say that the system is unstable. Okay, so typical systems are given. You have to solve as many problems as you can, and you have to understand it. And if you have any problems, you can always come back to me. Okay, this is about finding the auxiliary equation. So let me just go ahead with another thing. Okay, which is this. Now, I am just concluding for this auxiliary equation thing. If auxiliary equation comes in the picture, when we need to, then we need to check whether the system is marginally stable or unstable. So in order to do that, what we have to do is we also have to find out whether it is having some sustained oscillations or not. So if it is having imaginary roots, and if it is having all poles on the left hand side, the system is marginally stable. If it is having poles on the imaginary axis and it is having a pole onto the right hand side, then the system is unstable. And whatever it may be, if it is asked to find out the frequency of sustained oscillations, put s is equal to j omega and equate to omega, and find the frequency of oscillations as omega is so many radians per second. And then find out the no, column is positive or column is negative. And auxiliary equation, how do you find? Consider the row just around the above the all 0 row. Take that equation, that is your auxiliary equation. Take the derivative of that. Coefficients of the derivative of auxiliary equation is nothing but your all 0 row elements, right? Then the roots of the auxiliary equations will be the poles which will be marked on the imaginary axis. Then completing the root array, you can find out apart from these imaginary poles, the rest of the poles, whether they are lying only on the left hand side, whether they are lying left hand side and right hand side, or whether they are only lying on the right hand side, you can find out and you can comment on the stability. Okay. Now, supposing that if I give you a system like this, having G of S in the forward path and unity gain negative feedback, then if I ask you to investigate the stability of the system using RH criteria, can anyone tell what is that you are going to do for the first instance? Because you know very well, I'm giving you a hint. In order to know the RH criteria, in order to apply the RH criteria, it is required for us to give the characteristic equation, right? That is the hint I'm giving you. So can you tell me how do you go about it? I have given G of S. H of S is equal to 1 and it is a negative feedback. And I want you to do RH criteria. For that, we require a characteristic equation. How do you get the characteristic equation for this system given?
Ma'am, equating transfer function denominator equal to 0, we will get the characteristic equation.
Wonderful, ma'am. Will you please tell your name because I'm sharing the screen. No, I can't see your name. You tell me your name.
Ma'am, Vaishnavi Solapur.
Wonderful, ma. Wonderful. Only Vaishnavi can give answers. Others also can try to give. I know you all know it, but you have to speak, man. Right? I'm teaching to all of you. See, everyone has to participate. Then only I feel happy that you are following. Otherwise, I think only Vaishnavi is following. The rest are not following. It should not be. Okay. So according to her, it says that you know the transfer function of the closed loop system as g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s equated to 0. And the denominator, which is 1 plus g of s into h of s, is nothing but the characteristic equation. So denominator of the transfer function can give you the characteristic equation, which is what we want, right? So now, moving on. C of s by R of s, the transfer function of the given block is nothing but g of s, correct? G of s by, yeah, now I can write. It is nothing but g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s format. So g of s is this 1 plus g of s into h of s. So take the whatever you have to take the LCM of the denominator, simplify it. So this one and this one gets cancelled. So finally you are left with k by s into s square plus 1 into s plus 4 plus k. So this would be your denominator when I simplify these two, because it is as it is and it is 1 plus k by something. Take the LCM. So it is s into s square plus 1 plus s into s plus 4 plus k divided by this entire thing. So this and this gets cancelled, correct? So what happens when you take the LCM and simplify it, this and this gets cancelled. So finally you are left with k by s into s square plus s plus 1 into s plus 4 plus k. This is your transfer function. You know that in the transfer function, which is of the form g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s once you simplify it, and 1 plus g of s into h of s, the characteristic equation, which is found in the denominator of the transfer function. So our characteristic equation is this fellow, correct? So write the characteristic equation as s into s square plus s plus 1 into s plus 4 plus k. Okay, I simplified it. S into s square.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
h of s is minus 1.
Sorry.
H of s is minus 1. We have to multiply
Minus
like
1. Minus 1 is what is the feedback? 1 by 1 plus g of s into h of s, right?
yes, ma'am.
That has become plus, right? Had it been, see here, had it been a plus thing, then it would have been 1 minus k by 1 minus it would have become. But it is connected to negative feedback, it has to be plus. Unity gain negative feedback. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? So you have to look at it now. See, if it is a negative feedback, then you take the value of h of s, whatever you take it, your equation should have a positive sign, correct? And if that is given to a positive feedback, it should have become a negative sign, right? Negative feedback, unity gain, and if it is mentioned like that, you have to take it as 1 plus. If it is indicated in the block diagram also like that, then you have to take it as plus only. Had it been indicated as a plus sign here, then you have to take it as 1 minus k by something. Okay? Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Right. So your characteristic equation would be s cube plus s square plus s into s plus 4 plus k equal to 0, which is nothing but the denominator of your closed loop transfer function, which is equal to 1 plus g of s into h of s. It's like that. So this is your characteristic equation. Still, you can expand it. Okay. So when I expand it, it is s to the power of 4 plus 4s cube, 4s cube plus s square into s cube plus s square into 4, 4s square, s into s square, s into 4, 4s plus k. So this is your characteristic equation. But I told you before, when you are writing a characteristic equation, all the similar elements must be combined together. That is s to the power of 4 plus 5s cube plus 5s square plus 4s plus k. So this is your characteristic equation. Is this clear until here?
Yes.
Yes. So this is your characteristic equation. Once you have got it, please quickly draw the root array for this. I'll ask anyone to tell me the elements of the root array. Now I won't ask, tell anyone, I will not ask. I will call the person and I'll ask. This is my cross checking. Okay. So for this equation, you have to write the elements of the root array. First write the array as 4, s cube, s square, s to the power of 1 and s naught, and put the coefficients there. Okay. Raj Gaurav, can you tell me what are the first row elements?
Yes, ma'am. 15K.
1, 5K. Wonderful. Second row elements?
54.
5, 4. Wonderful. Wonderful. So complete these values, s square, s1 and s naught. So s square would be 5 into 5, 25 minus 4 by 5. I've indicated it here. Okay. 25 minus 4 by 5. Then the next element will be 5 into k minus 0 into 1 by 5. Fine. When you simplify that, 25 minus 4 is 21. 21 by 5 and 5k by 5 is k. And the next element I have shown here, 21 by 5 into 4 minus 5k by 21 by 5. Correct? And the next element is 21 by 5 into 0 minus 0 into 5 by 21 by 5 is obviously 0. Okay. So the same thing, 21 into 4 by 5, which is 84 by 5, I can say, minus 5k by 21 by 5. The same thing as it is equal, and this one is 0. This fellow is 0. Is not equal to this fellow is 0. And this fellow is k. How do you get this fellow as k? Because this factor, okay, I can say here, this factor multiplied with k, right, minus 0 into this, that means 0 only, divided by 21 by, here, no? So 21 by 21 by 4 into 4 minus 5k by 21 by 5 into k minus 0 into 21 by 5 whole divided by 21 by this entire thing. Maybe let us say it is c. I can say c into k minus 0 into 21 by 5 by c gives me this value, which will be nothing but k. Because in order to get this, I have to consider these two rows. Okay, I have to consider these two rows. When I'm considering these two rows, I have to multiply this element with this minus this into this divided by this element. So anyway, this element by this gets cancelled. Only k is left out. This is k. There should not be any problem in understanding this. Right? So now what I'll do is, this is your so this is your 84. 21 into 4 is 84 by 5. Correct? minus 5k whole divided by 21/5. This is what is the structure of this. Now, you should tell me what should be the value of k, okay? What should be the value of k, or what should be the range of k for which the system would be stable. So in order to decide the stability of the system, you have to only concentrate on the first, first column elements, correct? So what could be the range of k? What should be the minimum value for the k? What should be the maximum value of k for the system to be stable? You have to tell me. Looking at the first column immediately, can you tell me what should be the value of k? How should be the k? K should be positive or k should be negative? See, the question I'm asking to you is, posing to you is, you have a polynomial, you are trying to find out the root array, you are trying to find out the stability of a system. You can investigate the stability of the system provided you know the values of k, right? If you substitute the values of k only, you will get to know whether the system is stable or not. Because with the substitution of the values of the k, you would be knowing whether it is positive or negative, whatever it is, you will get to know, right? For us to know that, we don't have the value for k, but we can only decide upon what must be the range of k. Okay. Can you tell me for this entire column to be positive? Okay. There is k associated here. There is k associated here. The first instance about this k, can you tell me what should be what should be the value of k? How it should be? Should it be negative? Should it be positive?
Ma'am, 0 to 8.4.
Yeah. First instance about this k fellow, you tell me. For this entire thing to be positive, don't you agree that your k has to be positive? When k is greater than 0, this is taken care. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then when you come here, k is positive, but it is 84/5 minus 5k by something, whatever it may be. This something doesn't matter much now. So minus 5k. K is positive, so 84 is greater and it is a positive number. But if it is 1, okay, 2, okay, 3, okay. So there is a particular value of k up to which it would be positive, right? So for it to be positive with respect to this term, we want to have 84/5 minus 5k to be greater than 0, whatever it may be the subtraction, right? I want after subtraction that particular term to be positive. So this 84/5 by 5 minus 5k should be positive is one condition looking from the root array. Another condition is that I want k to be positive from the last element. It is a must. K should be positive. That is a must. And k 84/5 minus 5k, this term must be positive. Then only I can have a positive here. I can have a positive here. Anyway, these are all positive. So the system would be stable. Isn't it? So when 84/5 minus 5k has to be positive, what must be the value of k? Should it be greater than 84.5 or should it be less than 84.5? Think of it. So the same thing I'm writing it. So for the system to be stable, the first column should be positive. This is possible only when k is positive. So k has to be greater than 0. And this is only possible also when this particular term becomes positive. This particular term can be positive only when 84/5 minus 5k is greater than 0. This becomes 0. 84 minus 5k is greater than 0 implies that 5k should be less than 84/5. As long as this term is less than 84/5, then the system is positive. So finally, I can say that k must be greater than 0 and less than 84 by 25. This is the range for which the system would be stable. Apart, other than this, if you take any value, the system will be unstable. Okay. Now, that is one thing. If at all I give you some problem and I'll ask you to find what is the range of K for which the system would be stable, look at the first column and see the parameter, maybe K, Y, P, whatever they give. You have to see to it that what makes that particular parameter to become positive. So here straight away I can say K has to be positive here. I say that this equation has to be positive. For this equation has to be positive, what is the value of this parameter? I found out and I wrote because it has to be greater than and it has to be less than. I put the range of the K for which the system will be positive. If you keep these values, the system would be positive or this system would be stable. The other condition I'll ask you, when will the system be marginally stable? Because this is positive, this is positive, this is positive, this is positive. Right now you made it positive, but this is 0. When will you have the system as marginally stable? You have to recall your fundamentals. The system will become marginally stable only when a particular row of the root array becomes 0. All the elements of a particular root array becomes 0, isn't it? So what is that? When will a particular row become 0?
When K is 0, S naught will be 0, ma'am. All elements of the row.
No, S to the power of 1 row. See here, this cannot, this is only one element 0, but it is having one element as, it can have 2 elements, right? So if this becomes 0, this is a 0 and this is also a 0, right?
Yes.
But for the system to be marginally stable, we should have a particular row to be 0. For that, it can happen only when you can make this term as 0. 84 by 5 minus 5k is made equal to 0. Then this is a 0, this is a 0. So all the elements of this particular thing will become 0. Then it is having a particular row 0. It is having an auxiliary equation. It would be having sustained oscillations. I can say that when 84 by 5 is equal to 5k. Okay. So our 5k is equal to 84 by 5. This is also 84 by 5. This is also 84 by 5. 84 by 5 minus 84 by 5 is equal to 0. Then this is 0 and 0. So then we will be getting. So when k is equal to 84 by 25, the system is marginally stable. Why I say it is marginally stable? Because when I make k is equal to 84 by 25, that particular entire row is made 0. That is one thing. As you said, k must be 0. You said for the s to the power of 0. But that will not suffice the condition of all elements 0. You can make, because there is an equation which is unknown. So you can make this is equal to 0. Then this is 0. This is 0. So you have, when k is equal to 84 by 25, the system is marginally stable. So other than these values, when k is greater than 84 by 5, the system is going to be unstable. So given a system, you have to find out what is the range and values of the k for which the system would be stable, for which the system would be marginally stable, for which the system would be unstable. You should be able to say. So k between 0 to 84.5, it is stable. When k is equal to 84 by 5, marginally stable. K greater than 84 by 5, it is unstable. Okay, that becomes, it is becoming negative, it is unstable. So these are the things that you have to analyze and understand and apply. You have to practice many problems. You look into the textbooks, solve unsolved problems, asking you to find the range of the K for which the system could be having all the 3 different conditions. And in the marginally stable condition, what is the frequency of sustained oscillations if it is asked? You should be able to get this auxiliary equation, which is 21 by 5 s square plus k equal to 0. find the roots of this, and those are the poles on the imaginary axis, and you can find out the equation. Okay, so I think with this today we found out regarding the difficulty 1, difficulty 2. I advise you to solve as many problems as possible. Okay, so the more you practice, the more you get. Only listening one, doing one, sitting it not. Because as I shared you one note before, some problems were there. You try to solve those problems and try to analyze yourself. Now I think it's a time for us to go for the quiz. I'll share the quiz link. I stop sharing it. Now time for the quiz. Let me just go to the quiz link. Give me a minute. You have to practice, otherwise it would be a problem. I'm telling you again and again. Tomorrow you should not say that you have done only one problem. I have seen only one problem. It was not there. I have not done. All those things won't work. You have to work hard. If you really want to score very good marks, you have to work hard. Just check it and log in. And don't quit the class unless otherwise I'll ask you to quit, or without telling me, don't quit. I'm just looking at the attendance. Kamil, you are there? Kamil?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yeah. Okay, because it is not there, I have not come there. Kirti, you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. Vishnu?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Anjali following? Aryan? Aryan? Are you there? I think Aryan, I'm marking you absent. You have not answered me. Bindu? Yes, Bindu is there. Fine. Farid? Farid, are you there?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, you called my
yes,
name?
ma'am. Yeah. Okay. Are you following just like Anjali, right?
Yes, ma'am. Actually,
Yeah.
I thought you're calling Aryan. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry, ma'am.
Farid, Mallikarjun, someone who is
Yes,
friend of
ma'am.
Mallikarjun. Mallikarjun, you're there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm there.
Yes. Okay. Mudit, you are having two entries. Why?
Ma'am, I've joined through
Mudit?
phone and laptop also.
No, but you please disable the other one, no?
Okay.
You have two logins. Why like that? Okay, thank you. Rishik, are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good. Shivajyoti? Shivajyoti? I think there is a problem for Shivajyoti is not attending any of the classes. Spurti, are you following? Syed Mas, are you following?
Yes, ma'am, I'm following.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Ramakrishna? Ramakrishna, you are not coming to the class. Yes, someone informed him to attend the classes. Today is not there. I think there is a problem. He'll be landing in problem if he doesn't attend. Please inform him. Ramakrishna is not there. And probably I might arrange for a webinar on Simulink applications to control systems using MATLAB. I wish you all should join and learn it because it might be helpful for you to learn for the self-study or the experiential learning. Okay, so I'll announce the dates and the thing, and I expect you all to join. Sheikh Muhammad Qazi, are you there? Sheikh Muhammad Qazi. So even this guy is not attending. Dheeraj, are you able to follow the classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good, good.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's time to quit. I'm just quitting it. After 10 minutes, I'll close the link. Okay. I'm just ending the meeting.